Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be all about water brush lettering. I'm going to show you all the supplies that I like to use, how I learned to form my letters, as well as a bunch of ways you can decorate your lettering. I like to start off by just showing you a few of the brushes that I like to use. The two brands that I'm familiar with are the Pentel and the Aquarelle water brushes. I think they're both very nice. I haven't noticed a huge difference between the two. The paints that I'm using today are just these koi watercolors. I really like these just because of the portability of them. I think the set has 12 or 16 colors in it, and that's just about the right amount if you need to bring these on the go. And overall, I think they're just some really good paints. Something I'd like to point out about this demo that I'm doing here is that it really shows how important the paint to water ratio is when you're doing this type of lettering. If you have too much water on your brush, your paint can look really runny and not quite as colorful as it should, but if you don't have enough water, then the brush won't quite flow with the paper as well. So you really have to focus on getting that ratio down, and once you have that, then you can really start working on the shapes of your letters. Something really awesome about watercolor lettering is that you can mix your colors however you want. Just like I'm showing you here, even though my paint set only has about 16 colors in it, you can easily mix them together and you'll really never end up with the same color twice. It's definitely less limiting than when you're working with markers because you can create an exact color. You can also see that the look of the letters is different than with a marker. You can tell that it's watercolor just because of the way the paint sits on the page, and it kind of has a mind of its own as it flows around, and once it dries, it has a really beautiful texture to it. Something different about working with a watercolor brush than a normal brush is that the hairs of the brush will actually move around. This isn't like a felt tip brush where it's a firm tip. The hairs are really thin, and as you push down, it'll actually expand, which is what causes you to get a wider stroke. Some people might find this a little bit more difficult if you're used to working with a felt tip brush, but I think it's amazing because it really allows you to get super fine hairline upstrokes and really thick downstrokes. Once you get used to working with these brushes, you'll find it's actually really easy to create this kind of lettering. A great way to practice your strokes is to just do some of these line drills. Practice getting really thin upstrokes, getting your downstrokes really thick. Just practice controlling the pressure that you're putting onto your brush. It definitely takes a lot of practice and it's not going to get better overnight, but the more time you put into it, you're really going to find that you will improve. You don't always have to do cursive lettering. As you can see here, I've also added in some capital block lettering. You can really do anything with these brushes. Once you learn the basic shapes, you can really use your creativity and the sky is the limit. After your watercolors dry, it can be really fun to come back in with your markers and give them some depth. So here I'm just adding some drop shadows, and then I'm going to go in with my white marker as well and add some highlights. Once the paint has dried, the pens really lay down on top of these just like markers, so as you can see, the white is showing up really well on top of this blue. Just comparing this before and after, you can see how much dimension it really gives to the lettering. I hope this video was super helpful, and I challenge all of you guys to start working on your lettering skills. Give it a little bit of practice every day, and I promise you will see improvement. And feel free to leave me a comment down below. I love replying to your guys' comments. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week with a new video. Bye guys.